Smoking duck creates a wonderful woody, earthy flavour in the duck, and it's probably one of my favourite ways to cook duck because it's such an interesting flavour. I have done it before, but I'm going to take it one step further this time by curing the duck first. So as you can see here, we start off with just 2 fresh duck breasts, and then what I do is create a curing mix of sugar, salt, and a little bit of orange zest. I sprinkle this mixture all over the duck on the bottom and the top, even on the skin here. Cover it with some Glad wrap and then pop it in the fridge. And you want to leave it there for at least 4 to 6 hours or even overnight, and you can see how much liquid comes out of the duck. By doing this, we're going to get a really lovely texture on the duck and of course a nice sweet salty flavour too. So once it's been cured, we need to start the smoking mixture, and I've got 1 cinnamon stick and 2 star anise. You want ingredients that are going to burn quite easily. So I've got brown sugar, rice, and just some black tea here. All of the ratio of ingredients are going to be on the website, so you can get this recipe and follow it at home, of course. And then once we've done that, we want to put the heat on really, really high because we want to start this smoking process. Now you can put a rack in here. If it fits into your wok, put a rack, or I've got a bamboo steamer basket here today. If you are going to use a steamer basket, just make sure that you put a good amount of foil underneath it to protect it also. So this is going to take around 5 minutes to heat up, which gives me enough time to start prepping this duck. So you can see that the flesh is firmed up nicely, but we do want to take off that briny mixture. So into some fresh water here, rinse it off a little bit, squeeze that out, and then onto some paper towel. We'll also do the other piece of duck. Again, rinse it, not too much. You just want to just get the salt off, more importantly. Onto the paper towel and pat it really, really dry. We don't want any moisture there. So press down on it, and we'll see we've got all of that liquid off. The flavour that you get into this duck is incredible, and I'm going to serve it with some pickled grapes. Very interesting, but the sweetness of the grapes and the tanginess of some sherry vinegar just works so well. It's actually a really beautiful, almost French style dish that we're creating here. So about 100 millilitres of sherry vinegar. You can use red wine vinegar, fantastic with grapes. You could also use white wine vinegar or even just cider vinegar. I really love the flavour of sherry vinegar, so that's what I'm using today. And about half a cup of caster sugar. We'll measure that out. So that's 1/4 cup and 1 more in there. And then we just want to bring this to the boil with a little bit of bay leaf. So 2 bay leaves in there, and then we'll get that up to heat. Now, once that comes to the boil, I can add my grapes. Now I'm using Midnight Beauties here. These are black seedless grapes. These are just gorgeous. I'm not going to cut them. I want to keep them whole. So while that's coming to the boil, I'm just going to pick at least 3 or 4 big handfuls of these grapes. This is ready because I can actually see the smoke coming up, and of course I can smell it. So let's put the duck in. So we're going skin side up. Make sure you take all that paper toweling off. And second one. So now the lid goes back on here, and this is going to cook for about 5 to 6 minutes, no longer. We're going to turn the heat off and then just let it sit in the smoke for another 3 minutes. After that, I'm just going to crisp up the skin and cook it for about 5 minutes until it's golden brown. And now let's have a look at these grapes. They're looking fantastic. That came off the heat, and they just want to sit in there and just cool in that liquid. And while that liquid's still hot, I'm going to add some French shallots. So just 2 French shallots that have been finely sliced, and they can go in there with the grapes. Now this duck has come out of the pan, the skin's rendered nicely, it smells beautiful. Allow it to rest, just like any other meat. Let it rest so the juices don't run too much. And now, for a dish like this, because it's quite a strong flavour with the smoke, you don't want big chunks of duck here. You want really, really fine slices. almost like prosciutto. So you can see there how beautifully cooked that is. Because we have cured it, it's going to stay that beautiful pink colour. You know, duck is not like chicken. It is meant to be pink, especially when you serve it. So thin slices. I'll show you how thin I'm wanting it. You need it to be really only a few millimetres thick. Just like that is perfect. You know, duck is quite rich too, so you only need about half a duck breast per person. So I'm going to serve this with some red oak lettuce leaves. Just put a few leaves on the plate here. Great. And then we'll get our duck and just drape it in and around this salad. This is so much fun. It's really a meal in itself too, as an entree or as a main here. And now for the grapes, let's put a few of these on. You can cut them in half if you like, but I just love how glossy they are when they're quite whole. And put a little bit of that vinegar and the shallots there. Just drizzle it over there. We need a bit of crunch, so some walnuts that I've just toasted lightly, they go onto the salad there. And I've got a little bit of shisho, which I get sometimes from my greengrocer. This is just, again, to show off those purple and green colours that are coming from the red oak. And just to finish it off, because we do have that vinegar there, we do need a little bit of olive oil just drizzled over the top there. That is a really special salad. This duck is so incredible. 3 techniques. We've cured it, we've smoked it, and then we've just grilled it lightly. This is a phenomenal salad. Give this one a try.